So here we are at the Radost train station, and we're waiting for a train to take us down to Otwock because we're going to check out the Swidermajer, which are present there. Now the Biedermeir are a kind of house, but in fact it's a style of house that were built at the end of the 19th century and into the early 20th century. Okay, this is the one I have a ticket for, so let's get on. Hopefully they don't give me a problem having a bike. Now obviously the house is lived in, it's in decent shape. A lot of them are not lived in, and a lot of them are in this kind of condition, just waiting to be pulled down really. Oh, we got homeless people squatting in here, one can imagine. And there's no fence here either. Two apartments on each floor. Somebody's in the process of having an argument. Specific what it is. Railing. And this one is right next to the ruin we just looked at before. So in fact, it was the style before, obviously, this came along. I say definitely before the war. Otwock must have been mostly these wooden houses, yeah? Some of them are more Swidermajer-ish, some of them less so. But this one is definitely a classic. Right, so this next place we're going to look at was in 1905 a sanatorium, the second sanatorium in Otwock, and it was run by this woman, Irene Sendrova. Let's go check it out. Now, because this was close enough to Warsaw, as I was saying earlier, about 25 kilometers. Of course, 100 years ago, 25 kilometers outside of the city was pretty far, but not that far. And this house is the place people would come. Probably suffering from nervous disorders. There's a hospital not far from here. Today, I mean. Modern hospital. I don't know if it's a psychiatric hospital exactly, or they call it a hospital for people with nervous conditions. This isn't really very beautiful, but it's very big. Okay, so we can see at the top the date in which it was built, 1924. And again we have the porches, this time without the windows. But if you look back there, now obviously houses are in different sizes. This is just a single house in a wooden style. And then you have the larger, I think, which are called actually Swidermajer. And they're multi-family buildings. And in the past a lot of them were sanatoriums. On the road, there's probably some kind of shop at one point.
A dlaczego pan to nas kameruje?
Bo jest piękne, historia.
No ja wiem o tym, bo to jest prywatne.
To jest jedna ulica jest.
Słucham? No
Jest
ja
na-
wiem, ale budynek jest prywatny. W każdym razie tam w środku jest jeszcze drewniany
No.
pod tym samym domem. Ale to tak ładnie tu wygląda. W ogóle to jest rozwalone zupełnie w środku.
No, widzę. It turns out to be quite a busy street here. Now, of course, we're looking at these houses from a kind of a historical point of view. There's plenty of rich people living here and a lot of really nice architecture. And from time to time they still introduce, let's say, certain elements. We have this underneath the roof there, kind of a tribute to the Podhale decorative elements. Okay, so now we're coming to what obviously at one time was a crossroad. I mean, it still is a crossroad. And we got these type of buildings, which are marking the next period in history. One can imagine after the Swidermajer period, 1910, 1920, 1930 maybe. Much more boxy, obviously. Don't bother with the decorative elements anymore. So you see, until today, we still have this, Otwock still has this character of being a spa area. And this is a Mazowiecki Center for Healing, for diseases of the lungs, and gruźlicę, tuberculosis. So before I can even finish speaking, I find this little placard here, and it says that this is called the Square of the Four Hills or Four Mounds. And an interesting thing happened here in 1906. The Polish Socialist Party assassinated a functionary of the Tsarist authorities, General Andrzej Makrawskiego. Now you have to remember, if you're not sure of your history, that in 1906 Poland was still under the partitions and Warsaw was in the Russian sphere. And because of this assassination, the Tsarist authorities decided not to give Otwock its city rights. Now, as we can see, this has been plastered over. We can also see that it had been wood at one point. And it's the total ruin. We got that house over there. The problem when there's not fences, I just go right in there and then there's somebody sitting there and they're saying, "Hey, what are you doing here?" So let's make a hasty retreat. Oh. Mercedes is missing its... Well, wasn't me. Wasn't me. What about the back one? Oh, the back one's there. Guess it's less valuable or something. I don't know. Why do they only steal the front? Look at this. Got like a palace back here and turned into a preschool. Can't really get in there, but pretty amazing. Dog house. Fucking dog. Look at this, yeah, beautiful. So this is the so-called Miriam Clinic, and I suppose this must be one of the, but it's not exactly preserved. It's been rebuilt, you know. Many elements have been obviously redone. They did a beautiful job to keep the style of it, yeah. Nice. At the back here somewhere there's a restaurant, and we're gonna get ourselves a beer. So we got here Staropolski, Chmielnie, Browar Staropolski, Zduńskie Woli. Got a picture here of Kazimierz III, Kazimierz the Great. It's good beer. I added some ice. I'm just so thirsty. Dehydrated. Cheers.